What's going on, guys? Shadow Ninja here, and today I want to make a video talking about Season of the Lost, my general impressions of this season so far, and spoiler alert, I absolutely fucking love it. Now, we're going to go into details of things I love, things I don't like, and, you know, some of the stuff for the future, but in all, guys, this season started off on an absolute bang of a narrative, and that's the first part of this video is going to be all about the narrative. There is so much stuff to talk about the narrative. It is insane. To say that, you know, Destiny doesn't have a great story, you gotta be lying to yourselves, because honestly, there is no game out there right now telling a interactive story like Bungie is with Destiny, and it's remarkable. This is gonna actually probably change the game because they're really pushing some boundaries, pushing some storytelling things. I know Bife has talked about how, you know, time gating and, you know, seeing a narrative, you know, go over a course definitely made Saint and Mithrak's relationship really work, and I fully agree with what he said on that one, and it does make sense. This time, week by week narrative storytelling is definitely better than just getting a flat-out campaign, in my opinion. There's parts that you can say isn't as good than compared to just a flat-out story, but it definitely makes relationships, makes things that are going on really more impactful, and this whole opening was impactful just for that reason. We had the story of Saint going after Osiris. He wants him back. He wants it because Osiris has done something that he can't believe, and he's really decimated by that. And Osiris went to Mara, the queen of the Awoken in the Dreaming City and stuff, and there was a revelation with that. I honestly knew something was up with Osiris, even by leaks, but even in the narrative, there was a lot of stuff going on, and they flat out just said, hey, we're done with this point. It's going to be Savathun. And you're like, holy shit, the Witch Queen. But the part that really gets me the most is that when you dive deeper into what's going on with the narrative and just the lore, you kind of realize that Savathun is all by herself right now. Like, Qoria being taken out really destroyed her hold on the Taken, and she's not the queen of the Taken anymore. Zegor is. Zegor full on, just become the biggest bad ever right now. Now, this season is revolving around Zegor and, you know, taking that person out and helping Savathun escape their grasp, because we don't want the wrath of Zegor forces, but I don't know what's going to happen on that front. Are we going to take out Zegor? I kind of hope not, because Zegor is literally the combination of now the Taken, their high forces, the Scorn. It's kind of crazy. Zegor has a massive army at her disposal, and the Hive God of War is something to be reckoning with. And right now, they're waging a full-out war against Kaido's forces. Like, this is talked about in the lore, and Mara's been saying it. Like, there is a flat-out massive war going around the reef right now. It's between Kaido's forces and Zegor, and it's getting pretty serious, getting pretty legit, and that's something that I kind of wish is showcased, but again, it's something to cool in the lore book, and you're like, oh shit, this is going on right now. This is insane. Like, Kaido, you okay? Maybe we get a transmission from Kaido telling Zavala some stuff, but yeah, there's a lot of shit going around, and I'm tuning in week by week. Now, another thing that was great was this cutscene here. You know, Savathun, in a way, said that she's the orchestrator behind all these events. Now, we clearly know she's not, but this fits her character so well. She's deceptionist. She has been around for forever now. Pretty much all of Destiny 2, she has had her fingerprints in it. And one thing that's pretty interesting is with Oryx, we would expect maybe retribution for what, you know, they did, what we did to Oryx, but at the same time, no. Savathun has her own agenda, her own goals, and if you guys seen the Witch Queen reveal, we got some crazy stuff coming ahead, and honestly, man, the narrative is really, really awesome. I'm really enjoying it, and every week, I want to see what happens, because every little bit of story we get around this world has been phenomenal. I'm super loving it, and it's just great to see. Now, let's talk about the activities or the seasonal stuff to do in this season. Now, we have two new seasonal activities. One is a narrative mission, the Shattered Plane, which is pretty interesting. We'll get into some details about that. And then the other is the Dreaming City matchmaking event, and you do this to pretty much do things, collect things, and stuff like that. It's nothing crazy. It's not moat-based, but it's kind of moat-based. But again, it's pretty cool. Pretty much you're just holding off Zegor's forces, and there's that. But each mode, specifically the matchmaking, I like it. It's definitely interesting. It's not as rapid fire as you can say Splicer's events was, Override. You know, it does take some time. You're not flying through all of it. Now, you could certainly destroy the boss easily, but there is immune phases like Splicer's Override mode. And then, but to just build up to it feels a little bit better than Overrides. So that's good on that end. Now, the Shattered Plane actually has some cool dynamics to the world of Destiny. Now, first things first, this is pretty much a whole space that, we're not going to get into details about this because you can talk endless hours upon hours about this thing, but Bungie's pretty smart with space, and, you know, their universe and their world and what they've done. And this is a different dimension we are in. And if you look closely, it is representative of the EDZ. That is the church in the EDZ, and it's pretty gnarly if you notice it. Now, you might not notice it, but I know Bungie, Destiny's Twitter came out and even showcased that so people can kind of get a better understanding of the Shatter Plane. It is very confusing, technically, artistically, and it might be a little confusing as well, but on science, it does make sense. And it's interesting that we are diving into some dimensional stuff, and I'm intrigued to see what Mara has to say about some of the stuff. We got a details explanation about the Ascendant Plane, and this, in general, this mode, this area, or this activity is really showcasing the whole world of Destiny beyond dimensions and stuff like that, and it's really intriguing, and I'm liking it a lot. Now, when it comes to the sandbox balance, I really do enjoy it so far. The new weapons feel pretty cool. I like the introduction of stasis weapons. Now, another thing that's weird is that certain classes, including Taken and Scorn, have now got stasis added to them. So that's kind of annoying, I will admit, but it's a little shocker, and I'm glad that more elements or more enemies are using stasis. It makes sense. There's a darkness that is wielding the darkness. It only makes sense that they're using stasis. But yeah, weapons feel nice so far. I have no complaints on that one. PvP feels much better. I'm excited to get in on trials because, again, matchmaking. It got a whole new revamp that's awesome, and I'm excited to check it out. So there's that. There's a lot of good stuff in that regard. Now, let's talk about some things I just don't generally like so far. Now, right now, I have a massive worry about the longevity of the narrative and just the seasonal stuff going on. Now, this is the longest season we are getting so far for Destiny in general, because Witch Queen comes out February 22nd, 2022. This season started August 24th. As you can tell, that is a significant time. And let's see what Bungie has in store. We do know in December they have the 30th anniversary pack, which I'm definitely picking up. Return to Galahorn and stuff like that, a new dungeon, all these different things. But in general, is this season narrative going to be, pushed to a longer stretch of time to make up some ground and keep us going until December? Are there going to be new things going around? We do know that there is a timed gated exotic quest for the new tracer rifle. Like, we have to see. I meant to say trace rifle. I don't know why I said tracer rifle, but yeah, you get the point. So that's my only fear and my only concern right now, my only gripe against this season. I'm not really liking the fact that we don't have a reinsurance of how long this season is going to be for us. So there's just that. But in general, guys, so far this season, narratively wise, is absolutely slamming the door down on everybody. It's like, yo, we got a story to fucking tell. You're going to tune in and it's going to be great. And I'm like, you know what? This is amazing. I'm loving this game. I've played it probably so much this week. It's probably could be considered unhealthy. But yeah, in general, guys, I'm absolutely loving Season of Lost. If you guys are, former Destiny players, and you guys have yet to play Destiny in a long time, I highly recommend you hop in. You have a long time to the Witch Queen. You have the Season of the Chosen stuff, the Season of the Hunt stuff, which I think is okay. It's morely just a world building on Crow, which I think is the only part that carries that whole thing. But there is some stuff with Zegor Wrath and things like that. But, Season of the Chosen is probably my favorite narrative so far. And Season of the Splicer is right behind that. It is an awesome narrative as well with Mithrax and Saint. But now we have Season of Lost with Mara, the Awoken, the Dreaming City, Zegor Wrath, Savathun, Saints, Where the Hell's Osiris? We got to get him, and a lot of other stuff. It's just great. I'm absolutely loving it. Bungie's really should be applauded. Each season, it keeps just getting better and better, I feel. So hopefully this trend continues. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about Season of Lost. If you guys have any comments on that, if you guys enjoyed this video and found it informative, definitely drop this video a like. It helps out the video a lot. If you guys are new here and want more Destiny content from me, be sure to hit that subscribe button because we have plenty of videos along the way, and long time till the Witch Queen. So definitely stay tuned for some interesting videos. So with that being said, that's all I got for this one. Shadow Ninja here, and I'm out.